Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I'm Conostip and this is going to be part 9 of my Barbarian invasion campaign where I'm playing as the Sassanids. And I'm still riding that high of taking back Tarsus. That does feel pretty good. And I do feel pretty good about the fact that I was able to solve the public order issues here by simply moving my capital to Antioch. That feels good. Yeah, as obvious of a solution that probably was to most of y'all, it still took a while to dawn on me. So yeah, I'm glad that I have that all figured out. And now my next target is going to be Caesarea. Now, Caesarea is going to be a tough nut to crack. Despite having only tier 3 stone walls, it has a lot of comitatenses inside. Yeah, 3 comitatenses, and I feel like those 3 units themselves could like beat all of my infantry. Now, could they stand up to my heavy cav? Well, I don't have like... Yeah, in this army, I don't have much. I have Clibinari and then my 2 generals units. So it might, yeah, it might stand up to my heavy cav. I've seen them do pretty good against Clibinari. And I know Clibinari are not my heaviest of heavy cav that I have available to this faction, which is pretty awesome. But still, I was surprised in my practice campaigns to see how well these spear and, javelin armed heavy infantry could hold up against heavy cav. That really shocked me. I thought that by not having spears, they would not be as well suited to fight against my heavy cav, but they held. They really did hold. So I'm terrified of them now because I'm like, how do I counter them? Slingers do have that armor mitigation, so like that's kind of an answer, I suppose. It's not great damage on slingers, but like just whittling the comitatenses down over time. Whittling them down over time also with other stuff. I mean, I got the Bucalari too. They are also effective against armor, so I got some missile troops that can whittle them down. And then I have my own Veterani, which are knockoff comitatenses. Well, I say knockoff, they have better stats than them, don't they? 10, 11, 2, 27. And then 8, 9, 25. So yeah, that's just a funny thing to see my mercenary Veterani being better than the comitatenses. And in any case, so I don't think that I can take Caesarea with a straight on assault, and it's going to take 8 turns to starve it out and to get them to sally out at me. So I'm pretty confident that I could defeat this army on open field. It's all infantry. They don't have a general. No cav. 4 archers, but 2 of them are the good archers, 2 of them are the bad archers, or the short-range archers. And I'm going to be playing around with the idea of either A, maybe I can cause some devastation in their lands and raid a little bit, and get them to come out and fight me. Or B, another idea is maybe hiding my main army in the forest over here. And then maybe bringing this army back down to Sinope, which would still leave it fairly lightly defended, and that might tempt the Romans into attacking Sinope, and then I can sneak in. If they don't, have vision on my army here in the woods, my army might be able to take Caesarea quickly. Although, I don't know, because even then they would still have to lay siege to it for 1 turn, and that would give this army time to just come, because this is a short distance, right? So they could just come back from Sinope, probably in 1 turn.
My liege.
Maybe, I don't know. It might be close. It might be close. I wonder if there's a way to defend against that. Like, if I lay siege from right here, kind of like, if I attack from the river and lay siege from here, and then what if I were to put down a fort right here, blocking them from attacking my besieging army? But I don't know if that would work, because their army could simply march back from Sinope in this situation, hang out right next to Caesarea, and then they would be a reinforcing army when I'm attacking Caesarea. However, I could catch them out in the open, potentially, before they make it back into the settlement. I don't know, though. That's kind of tough. I'm just, as you can tell, I'm just kind of spitballing here and trying to figure out how I can do this. Another idea is to set an ambush out here. So kind of branching off of, that idea is that I could hide the army again in this forest right here. And then maybe like move out this levy spear, place them. This is still their territory. Like putting them right here and having a levy spearman just kind of raiding and causing devastation. That might lure them out of the city and maybe they can get ambushed by my forces right here. That's an idea. Yeah, that's an idea. So I have a couple ideas here, but then as you're probably thinking as I'm talking this over, how many turns is this going to take me? Would this just take me 8 turns? Because if it takes me 8 turns, then I could have just laid siege to it and then waited for them to sally out. But I'm tempted to try different things here. I do want to learn different ways to play this map. As I think most of you know, I am still relatively new to this 3D battle, or this 3D strategy map here in Rome Total War. After playing Shogun 1 and Medieval 1 for a total of 4 years, it's taken me some time to learn all of the things that I can do with this map, and there's still a lot more that I think has been left untapped for me. Ambushes is one idea, and then raiding is another idea. These are things that I just want to play around with. And I understand that they are probably not meta ideas, that probably there's a lot of you who maybe haven't used these strategies yourselves because you sort of just found the meta and then just stuck to that. But again, as you probably know by now, I like to try different things and learn different ways to play these games. And this could be something fun and new, or it could just be a waste of time. But even if it is a waste of time, then I've learned something and then it's not even a waste of time, right? So we will see. Luckily for me, I don't feel too pressured right now. I don't have, like, this is, no one's pressuring Demantha, although I say that. I have no vision down here, so there could be an army right here ready to take Demantha. Who knows? There hasn't been, like, any pressure from the south. It's just been coming up in dribs and drabs, and I reckon that just means the Romans are pretty light on their garrisons down here to start off their campaign. They just have the 3 settlements, eh? Is that it? I'm trying to look at this map and trying to determine if there... I think there is something here. Petra or Bostra, I can't remember which is which. And then, is it just Alexandria for this entire province? Because I know that I have vision on Jerusalem and Alexandria because they are part of my campaign goals. So that's why I have vision on them, but there's more here that I don't have vision on, I believe, so... Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know this map. Also, this is something that came up to me, I think, either during editing or right after the last episode. I don't think I talked about this during the last episode. But Salamis is right here, right? And I could just build a boat and send a spy on over to Salamis to see what the garrison is like there. Because Salamis is, based on what I know, it's a pretty rich province. I mean, there's gold deposits right there. And I think that's dye and then timber. And I don't know, what is that? Are those pigs? They're probably not pigs, but maybe I'm just hungry. But I think that there's some decent income that can be made from Salamis. And that would also give Antioch some place to trade with its port. It can't trade with Tarsus because it's trading just via land. So its port isn't making any income. So taking Salamis would be nice. I would just have to build up a bireme. I don't need to build anything fancy. 603 denarii, so that's not that bad. That feels cheaper, but I don't have a governor here that would be giving me a discount, so I don't know. 603 just seems like a weird number for a price. And then 801 denarii for the trireme? Yeah, that's weird. 350 for the spy sounds correct. 500 for the assassin sounds right. 260 for the javelin. Okay, well, hold on a second. What's going on here? What's Antioch spearman? 400 for the levy spear. 400 for the levy spear. So my units, I think, are the same. What about the boats, though? Can I build any boats here? Bireme, 603 denarii. Yeah, okay, so that's the actual price. That's weird. So don't you think that's a weird price for just so random? Such a random number. Anyway, enough of that. as you can, well, I'm poor, so I can't build that boat right now, but I could buy it next turn, perhaps. Build that right back up, and then send you, I guess. I'm so poor. I need money. So sending back that assassin to put him on a boat, check out Salamis, see what's there. If the garrison's very light, well, I have troops here in Tarsus. I have a little bit here in Antioch, not much. And then I even have this. This is like a little beat up force here and this fort hanging out. I don't think that I was able to move back anywhere, so I think I'm just keeping Narcissus safe in this fort. I think that was the idea there. And I wanted to keep him like kind of in a more forward position so that he could help out against this army here in Caesarea just in case they make a mistake. We will see. So yeah, we're kind of in a holding pattern here, but that's kind of how this campaign has been. Going back to the very first episode, I didn't know how I was going to take Antioch, but I found an opportunity and I was able to, capitalize on it. And that's kind of how the entire thing has been, Sinop, Tarsus. They've all just kind of fallen based on me taking what's given to me. And I guess I got to do the same thing with Caesarea. I don't think that I can force it. I say that now. We will see how my economy goes. If I just stay in the pits and I'm like, oh God, I need to take something, then I might have to take Caesarea. But I don't know if that's going to be a real moneymaker anyway. Like, it's landlocked. Well, it's kind of landlocked. Here's the thing. It's a kind of a funny province, and I don't know if this is how this province is like in the grand campaign. But if you look at the minimap, I don't know if you can see this, but the province of, what is this province called? Cappadocia. So Cappadocia splits the province of Bithynia and Colchis. It's in between them. Again, if you can't tell, there's a little bit of purple. It's a purple strip, so it kind of comes up here, right? You can kind of see the vague outlines of like this is the province of Cappadocia right up here, and same right here. So there's no land trade going between Sinop and Kotais, or Bithynia and Colchis, basically. So yeah, I guess by taking Caesarea, that would open up that trade links between those two settlements. So it's not nothing, right? It's not nothing. But again, I think that if I'm really looking for something that's going to be giving me like a, it's going to save my campaign and save my economy, then probably Salamis, right? Probably Salamis. Yeah. So I think that I have to remain patient, kind of take what's given to me. I'm still building watchtowers with my 3 generals that are sort of wandering around doing that. So that's getting me some good vision, showing me things that I don't want to see, like these freaking brigands that are popping up everywhere. Got a freaking 7 stack right there, goddamn. Got this diplomat from goddamn hell chasing me around. I don't know if he's gonna try to purchase this guy, kind of feels like it. Please don't buy him. He's sitting down on watchtowers, man. He's like leaving you alone. And to deal with these brigands, I'm going to be bringing over these guys.
Orders? Sire.
And, oh, I've already gone as far as I can. Never mind. So next turn, we're going to be doing that. And yes, we will eventually make our way over here, team up with these units here in Arctic Sarta and defeat those brigands. And then down here, we're chasing down these brigands as well. Just 2 units? Yeah, just 2 units. So not a big deal. You've already been moved. And then, yep, you've already been moved. And then you are the assassin. I made the mistake of trying to go after that diplomat. I should use him against this lower influence diplomat to try to get his stats up even more before I go after him. Because again, it's going to be tough to kill that guy. So I need to get my stats up as high as possible. That is going to be it for this turn. Taxes have been set, so we're all ready to go. And yeah, let's keep an eye on things. Let's see here. So Diplomat is moved up to Sinop. Alright, interesting. Okay. And yeah, no movement out of Caesarea. Got a little teeny little army, little 1 unit, Legio Lanciari. Maybe I can pick them off with my forces here in this. Yeah, even my infantry could reach. I would want to send my spy out a bit further to make sure that this isn't, an ambush. So, yeah, gonna want to do that. I have 1,300 in the bank as well, so I can spend a little bit of money, not much. And where did that diplomat go? That was up here. That's the one that's really... Okay, so he's there. All right, so you Try it, yeah, see if you can catch up to this guy.
I obey. No more moves.
Yeah, 95% chance. Try to catch up to him. Then so you have one influence as well. So if I still don't feel comfortable with my chances of killing him after I've killed him, then there's another target as well that I can go after. Alright, so yeah, 1385 in the bank. That feels... it's something. Yeah, it's something. And yeah, no movement around here. So... Can I not get around this? Oh, the control zone of Caesarea won't let me past. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Wow, that makes Caesarea very strategically important. Wow, I did not know that I could not cross this bridge. Huh. Okay, so that takes away a couple of my ideas. Now, I still could just send a Levy Spearman out here and raid and then try to get the army to come out. But I would want to hide these guys somewhere. I don't want them, to stand out in the open like that. That's enemy probably wouldn't want to fight them in that instance. Now, another idea, like, I could go on a little bit of a journey around the neighborhood to see what's around me, because I don't know this Barbarian invasion map. I don't know Anatolia. I don't know what's all here, So sending this spy out, as much as I need a spy to put on this boat that I'm about to build, let's do that. I have to prioritize this boat. Let's build the boat. 603 feels bad, but... And then training up another spy next turn, I guess, yes, I guess. Doesn't feel great, but... Having more than one spy on the map, I guess, is important. So yeah, let's look around. Let's see what we can see. So this is all... my province, and yeah, I guess if we look at again at the mini map, I guess the province of Cilicia, yeah, okay, I know it as Cilicia. I didn't know it was called Cilicia et Lycia. Okay, for some reason I thought Lycia was west coast, but clearly I don't know anything. I also thought Bithynia was like more west. We have Pontus at Bithynia. Yeah, I thought Bithynia was northwest Anatolia, but I clearly I know nothing. So this is all mine. If I can, so where? Yeah, let me just go a little bit further here. And same thing with this territory. Okay, so Bithynia does go. Okay, so it covers like the entire. That's why it's called Bithynia. Okay. That's right, Pontus et Bithynia, because it's Pontus and Bithynia. Okay, that's... I'm learning... Watch me learn Latin, folks. There we go. That must mean and, right? Okay, so what are we looking at then? So we're looking at... So there must be a settlement right here, like in Kyra, right? I guess, if it's called... Unless it's called something else in this expansion. So my spy walked right by it, and then there's probably something else right here. And so that means that there's just 3 Roman settlements on Anatolia. Unless there's like another smaller one off in the corner somewhere. Like I know in the main campaign it's like Halicarnassus and Sidon, maybe this is Sidon? See, I don't know. This is why I need spies to tell me what is what. But it is tempting. Gosh, these diplomats really do make things treacherous for small armies like this one. Like this small army should go back into Sinop just so that it can't get bribed by that diplomat. Another option is by putting my faction heir in that army. I think that makes that army unbribable. I don't think you can bribe faction heirs. Correct? I think that's correct, but I could be wrong. Yeah, putting Ardashir in this army I would probably provide some measure of protection against that diplomat, but I'm also just thinking about sending this army back to Sinop. I'm kind of tempted to send these guys on a journey, but yeah, they're not gonna... So that brigand army is not actually on the bridge. Slingers, there's a general there. Petronius Senecio. Yeah, it is tempting. Since we can't you know, get around Caesarea, essentially, and do anything with these forests, then these two armies essentially, don't want to say locked out, but they can't, like, their only option is attacking it head on. Unless I can, again, draw them out by raiding their territory. But I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know how likely that is. Let's do this. Let's be productive with our time. Since I'm probably not going to be making a move on Caesarea, and since my economy is kind of in shambles, let's prioritize our time on figuring out Salamis and what we want to do with that. And since these armies are essentially locked out of reuniting with my southern forces until I figure out Caesarea, let's do what we can up here then. So let's go ahead and let's just bring you guys to Sinop, right? And then that way I can bring out Shishpi, and we can start building on watchtowers. Because we do want watchtowers everywhere we can. And do I want... Yeah, maybe... I don't know if I can get there. Yeah, I probably can. There's a river crossing right there, so I can maybe build a watchtower here as well. And then these guys as well can probably... Let's see, I can't build watchtowers here. This is their territory. But maybe... just go here with Ardashir. That would leave him in striking distance of the enemy, so I don't want to... Yeah, I don't want to just have him by himself. That's a little stupid. Yeah, that's probably a little bit stupid. So let's do... Let's do this instead. Let's just... Oh, did I just leave the army with that? Okay, I didn't mean to do that, but that's fine. Do that. Watchtower's right here. That way we can just keep an eye on Caesarea without having our spy nearby. And let's just get rid of the brigands. Yeah, we push them away from the bridge. How much devastation are they causing? They're causing 77, so we're losing 77 denarii per turn from that. That's kind of surprising. I thought that it would have been higher because I feel like they've been there for a long time, but I guess it's not that big of a deal. And you better not bribe this guy. Anything that makes you harder to bribe, 100% increase the cost of bribe. Perfect. Okay, thank God. I got lucky there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's the AI can't afford to bribe generals and they're just too expensive. Oh, hey, look at that. Look at that. Some brigands right outside of Caesarea. They are probably going to be forced to deal with that. And
Mighty General.
If they do, I'm going to wish that I had forces nearby so that I could pounce on it. How? Let's see. There's a river crossing here. And you could get there in one turn. And if it infantry, you could also get there in one turn. It makes me wonder, because what I'm thinking is if I stage an army here, could I just, and if they leave to take on these brigands at some point, then what could happen? Let's see, there's a couple options here. Either they leave Caesarea to fight the brigands, I move an army up to hold the bridge, essentially, well, this army comes back down to siege Caesarea and take it out, depending on what's left. Or another option is they're going to be going after these brigands. These brigands are probably going to run away. Or if anything, this army is at least going to be caught out for at least one turn, I would imagine. And then, again, if I could hide a force in that forest right there, then we could catch this army out. But then, I don't know. My army here in Tarsus is pretty banged up. Like, it's mostly ranged units. It's not really a force that's meant for fighting. An infantry rush. And then this is my cav, which is, it's also pretty banged up, if I'm being honest. So, I don't know if these are the forces that I want to be holding a bridge with. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Well, I was able to pull pretty much my entire army out of Tarsus, except for my faction leader and these peasants, and put them inside of this fort. So now they are in reach of Caesarea in one turn. And that is even the infantry, just not the ballista. I don't think the ballista could make it in one turn. But they could probably make it to the bridge. The ballista could, so we'll see. We'll see what we want to do with this. And I'll leave my faction leader here. I would rather him be in Antioch because he's so good at making more money due to all of his tax bonus increases. But the problem is that Tarsus, I need to keep the... Oh, why am I losing conversion rate? Religious buildings, 10%. It was 20% before. Last turn it was 20% conversion rate for Zoroastrian. And that will be increased when this temple is built up. But yeah, it was just 20%, so I don't know what happened there. Well, I guess it should be fine. Once that temple's finished, it will go back to 20%, but still, we need to get going here. We need Tarsus to convert. And speaking of converting, are we getting anything done here? Not really, no. We still have the church here in Antioch, and although, because Antioch's our capital now. I don't know. It's a little nerve-wracking. Yeah, we could destroy the church, but then that would be 90% again, like, I think that's what that means, is it would be 90% against our public order from destroying the church, I think, is what that would mean. And yeah, I don't think, despite it being our capital, I don't know if that's going to be enough. My diplomat out in Europe has met up with a Burgundian diplomat, and I'm wondering if I can maybe get some money for exchanging map information. I'm just going to see how this goes here. Yeah, I'm offering map information. I'm demanding 1,000 denarii and map information. And yes, they did accept that, so maybe I could have made a bit more money there, but hey, getting 1,000 denarii feels good actually, because yeah, I'll take everything that I can get. Now, which direction should I be going now? Eastern Romans, no point in talking to them. And I think we've already talked to the Sarmatians, and we have the Burgundy, we've already talked to them. We see some Lombardy up there, and Saxons as well, and the Franks right there. So we're getting a little bit more map information. Let's make our way to the Lombardy.
Out of moves, sir.
And we will see if we can continue to gain more map information and to sell map information. So yeah, a little bit more money to spend. Not much, but a little bit. So let's see what I want to do with that. Well, I just realized that if I built a port here in Sinop, I could be making pretty much 300 denarii just off of that, because I don't have land trade with Kotais. So yeah, I should have built that. How long is that going to take? 2 turns? Yeah, let's get that going. We need to get some more money for sure. In the next turn here, we've just been scouting about with my diplomat, and I did find another one of the settlements here, and this is actually one of the separatists for the Eastern Romans. Okay, that's interesting. So Limitani, and then there's a faction leader for Vibius Flavius. I wonder if this is the only settlement that went rebel. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. Cool. I wonder if the Romans are going to be able to bribe back their separatists. Is that what they're going to be trying to do here? This is their one influence diplomat that's being hunted by my assassin. So, yeah, that's curious. So, Philadelphia. So, let's just keep looking around, because I think that there's... So, that's probably the only settlement for... yeah, I don't know. Would they have another settlement here? Yeah, I guess I'll find out. And then you... Jesus, how far are you? Oh my god. You just keep making your way back out east. You've talked to the Berbers. That's all I really needed you for. And yeah, I wanted just another pair of eyes around here. I know a spy would be better, but they're more expensive. And I'm probably going to be getting one here. Yeah, let's get a spy going. Let's retrain another unit, and then let's recruit a spy. There we go. So the army in Caesarea has not moved. This diplomat's just looking right at me, which is... I'm 100% more costly to bribe. You do not want to bribe me. Do not do it. Do not do it. And I saw this. Yep, this is kind of scary. That's a full stack right there. I'm seeing some Limitani, Hippotoxitai, Legio Lanciari. Let's come up here. So yeah, Ancyra. There we go. So Ancyra has large stone walls. That's a large city. Hot damn. All right. So Squinta Tenses and Tertius Flavius. This is your star general.
Unseen, unheard.
And what about this little secondary army here? Some Equites Exilia, peasants. Okay, all right. All right, they got some forces in the neighborhood, and they seem like they're headed in my direction. So, are they... Man, it's it'd be really tempting to send Melchior down to this bridge right here. Because if they're trying to reunite with Caesarea or to reinforce Caesarea, then it would be nice to cut them off before they get there. But then this army could just be sandwiched in between Caesarea and those forces. But then again, this army is like, you know, he's an insanely good general. He really is. But, if you're attacked from both sides in a bridge battle, then I doubt you get the bridge. You don't just put your army in the middle of the bridge. Don't think that's how that works, right? So, yeah, I don't think that's the best idea. And I don't know if there's any place for me to ambush those forces on their way to Caesarea. So yeah, it's a little bit dodgy. All right, 1,200 in the bank. I've already spent some of it. And then got some buildings built up here. Counselor's chambers in Mysakia. And city barracks in Hatra. Yes, yes, yes. And war declared between the Huns and the Goths. Alright, interesting. Okay, so... Antioch, you're going to be okay, right? Yes, you are. And that spy is going to be trained up next turn. We can put him on a boat, send him to Salamis. And I guess I could send the boat around anyway, and you can just tell me... We'll just wait for the spy. It's whatever. We'll just wait for the spy. And yeah, let's keep plopping down watchtowers. You can come over here.
Forward.
And oh shit, this isn't. Damn it. Darn it. This isn't my territory. I should have stopped him there. Darn it. Okay. Made a mistake. Oh well. I can continue.
My liege.
So the scary diplomat is down here. Yeah, that's the scary one. Okay, so we're safe up here, boys. And we can almost make it.
No more moves, sire.
Arctic Sarto, you're gonna be okay. Yes, you are.
My liege. Forward.
And we'll go up against those rebels in the next turn. And then you just keep placing watchtowers. I think I could put a watchtower down right here. Yes, I can. Perfect.
March.
Yeah, that's what I want. Some good vision on my northern frontier. And you know what? I mean, since you're already up here, you may as well just keep going all the way around. You're going to be setting foot on the Roxolani land a little bit here for one turn. Hopefully this doesn't piss them off or freak them out. We're not invading. We're just chilling. Damn it, I probably just pissed them off. Neutral trade rights. We got our trade rights, so hopefully they don't want to risk that for causing some nonsense. And oh hey, what do you know? Alright, peasants and an unknown unit type. Alright, well, gosh darn it. I just have this general here. And do I send him in to attack those brigands by himself? I don't know. I could wait for these guys to get back. Well, that's another option. Well, let's go fight these brigands for now. So, 2 mountain men. Alright, let's run them down. We have marched on over to these mountain men that are off in the corner here, and my horse archers are taking shots at them. I'm hoping that I can lure them into attacking my main infantry front, but I might have to just move my infantry up a little bit more. Now this unit of mountain men is attacking my Clibinari, who are shooting them as well. Looks like my slingers should be in range soon. Yeah, they can start getting some shots off. Let's just get my Clibinari back here, and then let's get my horse archers back on this side, and just draw them into my slingers and archers, and yeah, they're going to be taking a lot of damage now. Let's turn my Clibinari back around, and we can get some more shots into their rear. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. They are just dropping like flies right there, and just keep the pressure up. The stronger unit is now coming in for an attack, so again, just rinse, wash, and repeat. Let's get my Clibinari back, and then they want to turn around, turn my Clibinari back around to get some shots into their rear, get some shots in there as well. Slingers just whipping stones right into their rear right here, unprotected, and still not breaking. Even this 8-man unit still is not broken. How about now? Is this going to be the break? There's 1 man left in this unit. He hasn't broken yet. And there we go. The enemy general is running. And it's the one man unit still's not broken. The general has, but he hasn't. There we go. End that battle. We lost 0 men. Perfect. And now this unit can start to come on back towards Ctesiphon, I suppose. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a general in this unit so that I could start placing out watchtowers. That would be really nice. Oh, to dream. And then, yeah, do I want to attack? I don't know. What's your other unit? 2 peasants. Oh, okay, I can beat 2 peasants. Let's run them down. My general's unit is now shooting into these peasants here, and it looks like they're getting a little bit separated from their general's unit. So yeah, we can draw them forward a little bit. If they want to separate themselves from the support of their general's unit, oh man, they're going to be very, very susceptible to being charged by a unit of heavy cav. Clibinari Immortals, my goodness. Yeah, they got their little sidearm shots with their bows. It looks pretty badass. And yeah, they're getting down. They've already killed, what, 13 peasants so far? But really just drawing them away from the support of their other unit. That's going to be the primary advantage here. So probably, yeah, we can probably get a little attack in. They're down to 100 men, and it seems like, yep, the peasants know they made a mistake. They're like, oh my god, what have we done? What have we done? So yeah, they broke immediately. So let's continue to ride them down, and then these peasants look like they're on the downhill almost. And yeah, I like how the Clibinari Mortals can actually shoot and fire. I like that. That's a pretty cool thing. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Got a nice little downhill charge into the general's unit, and I better not lose a single man. Jesus, look at this. Yeah, they're gaining some valor and or experience, should I say. It's not called valor in this game. But yeah, they are hacking through these peasants. My god. I can't believe these peasants have still stood up this long against this. Like, what? It's like, no, absolutely not. And yeah, we lost 0 men. That's just what that general needed after spending years of his life just kind of going around placing on watchtowers. He was like, finally, give me something. Give me something I can kill. Yes, he's really happy about that one. So let's go ahead and maybe... we can just place a watchtower right here. Get a little bit of vision up in there. And then, yeah, we'll just go to the corner of the map and then just work our way around.
My ears are yours.
Now let's go up here and do the same thing to these brigands.
Attack!
And yeah, they're kind of drawing us further and further away. We don't want to get caught out for sure. That would be dumb.
Prepare for battle!
But let's get rid of these guys. So 2 mountain slingers, 1 levy spear, 1 peasant, and then a 0-star general, good ambusher. Well, that's not going to play any effect here. And he's pagan, 5% to pagan conversion. So was he causing some of the issues? So was he actually like by being in my... Because characters don't... Okay, so this is something that I've wondered about. I can't remember if I've said it out loud, but do characters and agents have to be inside of a settlement to convert, or just the province itself? So can a pagan brigand general convert a province over time? Yeah, let me know. I don't know the answer to that, but in any case, let's ride these guys down. As we are moving around this brigand army and getting into position to where we don't have to fight uphill, they keep seeming like they're being tempted to come down and fight us in this little low ground here, and I'd be fine with that if they wanted to fight me down there. That is a-okay, but each time they change their mind and they get back up on the low part of that hill. They're leaving the high part, so we can just keep moving around until we've taken that. We have now gained a bit of the high ground here, and they are starting to advance on us. We got peasants, levy spears. Let's get back here with my cav. And try to draw those levy spearmen. Yeah, there they go. Now we can turn our cav back around to get some shots in. Peasants and mountain slingers are just going to get torn to pieces. We have so much firepower. Javelin slingers, archers, horse archers. And here on this side, ooh, they might want to get back here. Get some javelin tosses. Do we have anything? Alright, let's just get our spears up to help out against that. And they can go... There we go. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Yeah, that worked out okay.
He does not stand, but runs away. Is there any point?
So yeah, he's gonna get torn to pieces. Let's bring my spears back here. And yep, there we go. We're looking okay. Levy spears are still hanging out. And they're hanging out. Let's get... So slingers off in the distance. So yeah, general's driven off. Perfect. And now we just have to get rid of those slingers. That's it. Everything else is running away. And I got the mercenary equites just right here. So let's send them out to go after those slingers. Any moment now, I reckon they'll break. I know you guys are fast, but you're not this fast. Nope. Nope. And they're dropping quickly, but still haven't broken yet. My goodness, yeah, brigands are just something else. Let's end that battle. We lost 2 guys. Okay. Losing 2 men isn't so bad. And this army should be able to get back to safety, relative safety, I hope. Did we get back? Yes, we can. Perfect. So... let's see here. I kind of wanted to at least place down a watchtower. Do I have the money for it? Yes, I do. And you guys aren't going to reach me, are you? No, you're not. Okay. So I can just kind of come down here, put down a watchtower, cover this section. Okay, we got some scraps hanging about. That's a very beat up army. I wonder if I've fought him before. The fact that he has 5 units, but his banner is that low, makes me think that he's been in some fights before. And then, yeah, there's a 1 unit there. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm glad that I put down that watchtower. Gosh, yeah, it's tempting. I wonder, I mean, taking these guys out, it would be really nice just to get a couple easy kills on these guys. Especially getting rid of him because of his heavy cav, his bodyguard unit, you know? But if that drew out the Caesarea garrison, would we be able to defeat it with this army? I'm very skeptical of it. I am. I don't know. 3 comitatenses is a lot of meat to get through. And yeah, I know this is like a skirmish-based army, but I don't know. We would have to really just break the morale of that army. And I prefer this army to do it. I think this army is in a better position to beat that Caesarea garrison than this army.
Orders?
You know what? Let's just go for it. I'm going to be leaving my ballista here in this fort. I'm actually glad that I brought it with me because now I can use it just to keep this fort active. So for those of you who are new to Rome Total War, once these forts are built, they will go away if you leave them without any units inside of it for 1 turn. And I think that you can use agents to keep them active. I'm pretty sure you can just put a diplomat inside of it, and that will keep it active, I think. But yeah, in this case, I'm glad that I brought the ballista because I can just leave that here. And let's just go see. Let's just see what happens here. If I can get a fight.
Attack!
Okay, and then I prefer to fight him. No, never mind, I guess. So no fights, but we're still out of range of those guys. So hopefully that's not going to mess us up. And yeah, they obviously could come out and fight us now from Caesarea, but if they do, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out, I guess. We can send Melchior down here and link these 2 armies up. And I think that'll just be better. More simple, I suppose. If they want to continue to march east, we can deal with that. If the Caesarea garrison marches out, we can deal with that 2v1. We will see. And I just realized we do have some more brigands up here in between Fraspa and Arsacia. It's just 2 peasants and some Sogdians. That's not fair. I want Sogdians. Okay, I can't even train Sogdians yet, and yet I have to fight up against them, you know? Come on, that's not fair. It's not fair at all. I know I've already told this story, the horror story of the brigand army that laid siege to Arsacia during one of my practice runs. And this is what I'm afraid of again. Now, this is only a 3-unit army. It's hard to imagine that they would be so bold to do so. But it's making me think that I need to bring up Sarosh just to be in the neighborhood, just to see. You know? I don't know if I want him to fight them by himself, but if he has to, he can just recruit some mercenaries and that can help out dealing with those. It's mainly those Sogdians. I think that they do have, yeah, they're effective against armor with their maces. Yeah, pretty badass looking units. So, I don't know. You know, obviously we've seen him kill 2 units of peasants, but can he kill Sogdians with the peasants? It just kind of depends. So, I will start moving him up there, I suppose. Because it's going to take a little while before these guys can go all the way back to react to this. Here we are in the next turn, and it's time to see, can our assassin kill
Death approaches.
Marcianus, Herdonius, Diplomat? I think Diplomat must be his station, not his last name. 95% chance, I imagine. There we go. All right. And did we get any rewards for that? I don't think so. I don't think you get anything from that.
Assassin
Which is unfortunate, but is this the really scary one? It is. That is the very scary one.
I obey.
So let's go back up north, and it looks like the Romans do own this territory here. So the Separatists might just have this. Yeah, I'm not sure entirely how that works, but
Orders?
like, I don't know if when one place breaks off, does it kind of lead to neighboring regions also breaking off? I don't really know. And man, this guy really seems like he's trying to, like, he you know, doesn't it look like he's trying to bribe me? It's like, Why are you following me around, dude?
Forward.
Why do you gotta be weird? And why can't I... Yeah, there we go.
Build tower.
Watchtower right there. That's fine. So I can't build any watchtowers in this region because it's not my region, so got it, okay.
Orders.
Let's get the hell out of this territory because it's not mine.
Onward. Build tower.
And there we go. That's some pretty nice vision going on there. And then I think I want to come back around and cover this northern border as well.
Onward.
So we'll see if we can skip it through the Roxolani territory the next turn. We now have our spy trained up here in Antioch, and so you just have one skill, and yeah, you're not Zoroastrian. I don't know if you can be Zoroastrian because I just have a church here in Antioch. But let's place you here on this boat. And, oh, just by having him in the boat, we can already see that there's a garrison here in Talamus. Looks like it's a couple of units, actually. But it's just wooden walls, so there is that. And 75% chance of getting inside, so we're not going to risk it. And what can we see here? Man, they actually got some... Man, okay, so... 3 basic archers, not the scariest thing in the world. Limitani, Legio Lanciari, Hippotoxetai, and Equites Auxilia. So, like, it's not the scariest, you know, garrison in the world. And the fact that it's just being guarded by a tier 2 wooden wall... It's not that bad, but it's also not nothing. And I was kind of hoping that was just going to be nothing so that I could just, you know, like just throw nothing, like one unit on a boat and go take it. But no, it's going to take more than that, which, yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Okay, what do we got here? So you're getting a little bit up ahead of the other guys. And can we see what is in your army? Ooh. Okay, that's pretty close to being a trash stack. A lot of Limitani. A couple units of peasants, at least 3, if not 4. Yeah, 4 peasants. And sure, 1 Eastern Archer, Hippotoxetai, 2 Hippotoxetai, but mostly Limitani. Gosh, that's a lot of bodies that can be run down by my... I mean, I can do whatever I want to them. With this army? Yeah, this army is going to destroy that army. So just to continue to take a peek around, just to make sure that there's nothing that can catch me out here. And I think, oh man, that got rid of vision. That's unfortunate, but yeah, let's go fight you for. Oh, okay, that's gonna make things a little bit more awkward. That's gonna lead to a draw out. And that's going to lead to, although he is the night attacker. Okay. Ooh. Very interesting. On one hand, I don't really want to use the night attacker because drawing out the garrison of Ankyra would be nice to get rid of them. On the other hand, even though I'm confident that he can defeat this army, and I don't really know what's inside of Ankyra other than the general. And I don't know if I've bitten off more than I can chew here. Again, this isn't much here, you know, but at a certain amount, you know, enough bodies is enough bodies. It's hard to say. What about you? How far can you get? Because do I just want to build a fort here and then wait for this army to come up? That'd be leaving Tarsus and Sinope very, very undefended. Huh. Yeah, I wasn't planning on taking Ankyra, honestly. Yeah, I wanted to focus on this. And that's just as a reminder, that's because I want to I want to have settlements that I can take once I've trained up my badass late game Sassanid armies with my elephants and my Sogdian warriors, you know? Like, I don't want to just get to those units and go, oh, okay, and I just have like 2 settlements I need to take, you know? Like, let me check here. What's my dealio? What's my thing? So regions controlled 10, and I require... So I need 10 more, including Alexandria, Jerusalem, and Constantinople. So I need 10 more settlements, and that would be 1, 2, 3. I'm assuming 4. So yeah, there's going to be at least 4 down here, 5 at least, 6, 7, 8, and then 9, whatever is out here is probably 9, and then 10, Constantinople would be my last settlement. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm looking at taking Salamis relatively soon, just for the money, and if I'm looking at taking Caesarea eventually, just to kind of give myself a solid front here, that puts me up at 12 settlements taken, and that just leaves 8 more left. And I kind of want to use some cool armies, you know? I don't want to just win this campaign just using, you know, just this. You know what I mean? I just don't know if that's that fun to do that. And Kyra, large stone walls. Man, I don't know. It just feels so dumb passing up us on this opportunity, you know? Yeah, it's hard to say. On one hand, it would be... I could say this. I could fight this and then just beat the hell out of these armies and assume that I'm probably not going to kill the Enkyra garrison to the last man. Probably, right? I don't know if I've ever... I don't know. It's been very rare that I've actually pulled that off. And then automatically taken the settlement. But at the very least, I could just smash the absolute hell out of these armies and give myself free clearance to, oh, you know, kind of turn back and I guess lay siege to Caesarea, perhaps, maybe? I don't know. I still don't want to do that. I would like to draw them out if I could. I think I'm going to stall for time in regards to making this decision right now. I will instead do the things that I know that I do want to do. Like, let's go after this. Let's actually just go to this general. And, that's going to be such an annoying army to fight. 3 units of horse archers, 2 mercenary equites veterani, and then him. What an annoying army. Oh, God. But that kind of makes it seem even more important to get rid of, you know? And this army can't deal with that. This is mostly horse archers and skirmishers itself. So, yeah, I guess it's... And they're gonna fight. They're not even gonna retreat or anything. So, yeah, let's get rid of this. We are gonna start this battle on the downside of this hill here. So we have to sort of crest this hill a little bit and try to get ourselves into position. If they want to stay there on the downslope of that side of the hill, that's fine by me. And I'm actually glad, looking at this army, I'm like, okay, wow, I have 5 units of desert archers, long-ranged desert archers. That is going to be helpful for sure. Yeah, thank goodness. I do have a feeling they are just going to run away. I was pretty skeptical when they just took this fight, thinking that, okay, they're just going to be running away once we get into the battle, aren't they? See, that's even more annoying when that happens, because I spent all of this time getting set up for a fight, and then they just run away, where it's like, if we just got onto the strategy map and they retreated, and then I followed it up and then I attacked them again, then they can't retreat on the battle map, or on the right? Battle map? Yes, right. So that's super annoying when that happens, and now I don't even know... Where the hell do they go? Do they all go all the way back here? No, because that's not new. They didn't join that army.
Mighty General.
Yeah, very suspicious. Very suspicious. Well, I can get rid of that 1 unit there. I don't know. Is that what I want to do? God, yeah, it's weird. It's weird how far armies can, you know, run away to. Alright, well, in any case, let's come up here and then let's take care of these guys.
Victory!
What do we got? 4 peasants, 2 javelins, and a nomad archer cav. Okay, that's going to be an annoying unit. But I do have at least 1 unit of desert archers, so I can use that to outrange it. And then I do have my own 3 units of nomad archer cav. So yeah, we're going to be fine here. Right off the bat, they're going to start on that slope right there to our right. And yeah, we're going to have to try to get up there. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit annoying. I was kind of hoping they'd just be out in front of us, like trees, forest, open plain. Nope, they're going right up that hill. Alrighty then. I wonder how far that red line goes back. Because if it goes back pretty far, then they're going to have a pretty decent high ground no matter what. We were attempting to go around and sort of turn the high ground around on them, but they've done a good job of cutting us off here, so I guess we'll just have to march right on into them. I mean, again, look at this. 4 peasants here, 2 javelin men there, and then the nomad archer cav general in the back, so it's not, you know, we'll just be shooting down all that stuff, and then when those javelins try to advance to put some pressure on our horse archers, we just have to turn them back. Yeah, we got our own javelins that can counter skirmish theirs. And yeah, slingers in the front, archers in the back, and of course my Klebnari Immortal General as well. So let's continue to just inch our way forward here. And now we're getting a reaction. So yes, javelin and peasants. So peasants seem to be charging us, so will javelins charge our front lines. So let's just turn back here and try to get away. Well, you guys are on skirmish, are you not? You are. So just make sure you actually skirmish. And same thing here. And let's just charge the Klebnari Immortals into them there. And looks like they routed our slingers on that side. And there we go. Alright. And what are we doing here? Let's just charge into these guys here. Here, let's just run down those peasants on that side. And why are these peasants causing so much difficulties for us? There we go. Run them down, please. There we go. And then let's just move up with my infantry. And then, yeah, I guess you just continue to run down those guys there. And don't get too caught out. Oh, I don't want to... I mean, I guess. Yeah, let's just continue to run down these peasants. And all of my horse archers can just continue to shoot at their horse archers. I know of some camels here somewhere. Yeah, camels are here. Camels continue to chase down peasants here. And yep, horse archers go that way. These horse archers go that way. And make sure that you're all shooting at their general. Looks like my camels have plowed on into their general. And I feel like if any unit is supposed to beat Nomad Archer Cav, it would be camels. But no, of course my camels did break. Man, they just can't. Camel Raiders just can't even beat Skirmish Cav. That's crazy. Like, you know, if it should beat anything, it should be a Skirmish Cav. But no, it just really struggles. Now I don't think it got its full charge. I think it was aiming. I think its charge orders were on one of the peasant units. So you know there is that, but still, you know, it's like, come on, guys. What else are you for? What other purpose do you have? I mean, hey, if they're Nomad Archer want to Cav, there we go. There's the victory. I'm sure we lost way too many guys. 100 men. Yeah, it's way too many guys. Jesus. Yeah, well, fighting annoying armies. That's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes that's how it goes. So yeah, I suppose they just want to start making their way on over, and we can fight this 3 unit army. Even though I don't want them. I do want these units spread out between these settlements, and they can sort of come together as they have to defeat these armies. So honestly, like, let's not bring all of them. What can I retrain here in Artaxarta? Javelins, slingers. So most units, spears, I'm gonna actually have, yeah, pretty much most of my units can be retrained there.
Mighty general.
So let's merge my guys, merge who I can merge, and then
My liege.
you can go back there to retrain, and then anything else, maybe, I don't think I can retrain the camels here. Yeah, that's the one thing I can't retrain.
Orders.
Slingers can
Move out.
make their way. Hopefully I remember next turn, I suppose, or next episode. Yeah, we'll pull some units out. They don't need to all be go on this adventure to take down Captain Firuz.
My liege.
Let us now, at the very least, use this army to just hunt down this one unit over here. I imagine, yeah, these went back into Caesarea. That's what they did. Okay.
Glorious victory.
Okay, so that was sort of a waste, but what are they? Yeah, so those units, okay, they all went into Caesarea. Those guys that I was trying to fight there. So there's a general there. Now they have all of those cav units as well. God damn, that is just a kind of a scary garrison, honestly.
General.
Yeah, like now that army is actually kind of scary to fight in the open field as well as inside of the settlement. So I would rather take this army now back. For now, let's hang out on this river crossing just in case they come out to attack us, so we can at least hold there. And honestly, for you, I want you back. Yeah, we'll look at, We'll look at coming this way.
Forward. No more moves, sire.
And I would kind of like to bring this army onto a boat and have them take Salamis real quick. That's my idea with this army. If the garrison in Caesarea lets us go. They might not. Well, but yeah, I'm defending a... There's like no infantry in this army. That's the issue. Can I train anything? Mercenary Allen horse archers? Well, I already have enough horse archers, so that's not really helpful. Yeah, that could be problematic if they attack us here on this river crossing. That's going to be a little bit tough.
Sire.
My ears are
Yeah, there's this campaign is full of puzzles, I'll tell you what. But I think that going after Salamis is the way to go. I guess I could continue to train stuff here in Antioch and then just send them to take Salamis, but I need at least something in Antioch because, you know, it's Antioch. It's very valuable to me. What do they have here? 3 archers, 2 Limitani, 1 Legio Lanciari, Hippotoxitai, and Equites Auxilia. Yeah, I got it. That's a force that you actually have to like build up to, you know? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I want to spend that many resources here. Get some more desert archers, I suppose. Yeah, just getting them. They're valuable. That long range is very nice, but I should get some more levy spears as well. And I can't train anything here in Tarsus. I'm tempted to get another diplomat. If I can get a diplomat that has the Zoroastrian trait, that'd be very nice. And I do have a Zoroastrian temple here, so... See, this is what kind of confuses me, is that despite the fact that it's primarily Christian, and we're having a hard time here. Yeah, we're 15% conversion rate for Zoroastrian and Christianity, so we're not making any progress here. And that 5% for that paganism. Where's that coming from? Neighboring regions. What neighboring region to this is pagan? Is it this? Are you pagan? No, you're Christian. And you're Christian. So what region is bordering... Is it you guys? Pagan. So that's what it is. Okay, so I'm bordering them. That's what's causing those issues there. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if I could get a Zoroastrian diplomat Although, let me check you. Are you Zoroastrian? No, you're not. You're not Zoroastrian. No. Okay. And what about my other spy? Are you Zoroastrian? You are. I should just send you back to Tarsus. Because I need to convert that place. It's kind of an issue. You know, because that makes it, you know, I need Zoroastrian places to convert neighboring Zoroastrian places, you know, like having Antioch be right next door that's Christian is really troublesome, but I can't really do anything about this. If I destroy the church, we're gonna have some real issues here, so yeah, neighboring regions, 20% conversion rate here in Antioch. So if we destroy the church, we would... So religious buildings account for 15%, so that would just leave 10% conversion rate for Christianity from neighboring regions, that is. So that would help out, but it would just be an issue of can we... I think we would be receiving a 90% hit to our public order, I think, is how that works. And I don't know if we can survive that. Well, I'm going to continue to look forward to solving this puzzle here of the Sassanid campaign, but that is all going to have to wait until next time. Before I go, I just wanted to say that if you're enjoying these videos and you would like to support the channel, then consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. It all helps immensely. So until next time, this has been Concept playing Rome Total War Barbarian Invasion. Thank you very much, and goodbye.